I'm bored. I'm currently charging my phone and Bella's like, guys, there's no electricity. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm on my way to Central Market to look for here. Right now, I'm just completely the victim of a hate crime. Mostly are one of my family of origin. As a rapist, murderer, and thief, they're so disgusting. They're embarrassing. What else? What else? What else? What else? They steal my money. They stay in my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles. They get in the way of me receiving. Pretending that I'm still a toddler when I'm 44 years old. My birthday will be on June 19, 2025. Because the last time that up close, I think it's when I was a toddler, but they may have gotten me drugged to rape me when I was a teen. Ew, they're disgusting for the most part. They're so gross. They're worse than animals. They're monkeys that are better behaved than them. I've heard decades ago. They're embarrassing. You can decapitate when you look at Acevedo. They once credit that I did my toddler exploration with her as if it makes her sexy when it doesn't. When one does toddler emojis, one doesn't have feelings. It's just like seesaw swing. Of a person that just makes themselves available. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo so people know where she's trying to rape me. She's disgusting. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo, who hires people illegally, I've heard, to pretend to be me, and he rapes people, pretending that they're me. They're disgusting. They're out of touch with reality. They're embarrassing so gross. You have never had a relationship with them, and I don't want a relationship with them. You can decapitate Maria Angelica Aviles, you can decapitate Daniel Lorenzo Chaparro. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored right now. I want to buy a Lexus RCF for myself tomorrow. It's gifting me money. I miss having a vehicle. Has a driver's license, forget they're always raping, possibly to the. They're embarrassing. Those people are. They think that because I'm not talking about the abuse from the family that I forget how disgusting they are. They're embarrassing, so gross. Ew, 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 ew. I'm financially stable, plan to travel and maybe going to be young. I'm excited about that. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of mercy money. Mostly everyone that I grew up around violates rights. They're embarrassing. They think that they're above the law. They're so stupid. They want to try to infiltrate jails. So that's why they don't even go to jail to be rehabilitated. Because they don't seek rehabilitation. What they seek is to ruin people's minds while people are rehabilitating themselves in jail. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. In the meantime, it's dating Miss Gimani that have been separated from me since 2016 when Michael Norman and Jorge Happiness raped me. You can decapitate Michael Norman, you can decapitate Jorge Happiness that were just after my vagina pictures to give them to people that I grew up around. Most likely they're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. You can decapitate Sarah Francis is after my vagina picture. Dang asco. They're like, well, she didn't have a grandmother. Well, growing up, I want to see her pussy. Ew, they're embarrassing. They're very disgusting. She worked at Nordstrom in anticipation of me possibly working there a while ago. Now a girl with no goals in life. Ew, ew, ew. She pretends to be mean to Andrew Albert Suarez or Anthony Capistano is on Facebook or Jandel Malaga. Que asco. Because decades ago, Albert, I think, asked me, Arlene, where would you work if you didn't have any money? They traffic people to work at Gap and Nordstrom and then they rape them. They're like, I have my Arlene, que me llama. Y me textea, ya sales del trabajo. Ahora voy de camino a la casa. Te espero allí. Hoy es mi día libre. Quiero verte. El tipo un puerco. You can take me home in sort of assistance my money to get in the way receive money. You can decapitate John and mother that steals from me. If he steals from me, if he stays in my home without my permission, if he steals my vehicles, if he gets in the way of me receiving money, if he pays people illegally to pretend to be me, they're embarrassing themselves. My dad called him someone worse than someone with Down syndrome trying to get a thing decades ago. I won't ever be pursuing it. It's not a man. Or it's like extremely abusive, and I don't want that kind of abuse near me ever. In the meantime, those disgustingness that are illegal prostitutes that steal from me, that stay in my home without my permission, they're like, they don't know how to gauge intelligence. So they can go there like, ya se recuerde Yandel, que yo lo violo, de yo le robo el dinero a ella. She's gonna be crying. She's gonna be letting me rape her just to get Yandel back, just to get property back. Yes. She's gonna be begging for sex. She's gonna be begging for my attention just to find out what I do with Justin. For her to get ideas on where to take him out on dates. Wow! It's so like amazing all the time! These are terrorists. They're not desirable. They're the most unsexy people that I've ever met. I stated always that they're disgusting. Ew. They're dying for my approval. That's why they steal them. They want my words towards them. They're disgusting. Ew. They have zero intelligence. They're so gross. Full. Ew, they're embarrassing. What else? Who's 50 me money today? I was here today. I need swimsuits. Who's 50 me money? Anyways, it's May 26, 2025. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of your receive money. You can decapitate the steal money. What else? I'm bored. I have a family board. Visit the beach next month. I need a home for myself to live in with Jaden and with Leland. Basically, what my family of origin is trying to make it seem like men are bad. So my sisters want to take me hostage to be saying that men are bad because I'm a lesbian with them. Or to having kids is the worst experience ever when it is that I love Jaden and I love King Lonnie. Ew. They beg for sex. Those people that I grew up around. Instead of dating. They're like, no one's gonna get me so attached. And then they're like, oh, leave me. Do a one night stand. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, ew, ew. They're so lazy. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? Look at the Gravity Richie Hill. That raped me in 2023. He most likely uses illegal prostitutes that pretend to be me. Did I get suggestions that that's what he does during text messages in 2023? When I said I'm not financially stable, I can't have sex with you. Like I want to get pregnant and not be able to sustain like a baby myself and my partner. He said, "This is why were you using illegal prostitutes that day?" Ew, maybe that's like one of those asquerosidades that I grew up around and hired them illegally to take care of his dick, but there's no need for that everywhere, man. Oh, that's it. They're not men. They are lazy as fuck. They're lazy as girls. Ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm blue. Anyways, very busy day. Today I wonder what to eat at 7 again. What's my breakfast? I kind of started at 5%, but I like put 15%. I can head over to Travis Park or 15. That would get me to Central Market and 14. What else? I haven't talked to anyone in my family of origin on purpose in the past 4 years. They want to try me, like, to treat me like I'm a toddler that needs to be watched 24/7. There's sex addicts, there were porn addicts. Most of them showed up on Facebook to bully me. People were doing embarrassing. They're disgusting. Like in la niña asquerosidad esa, Arlene Lorenzo Suárez, Arlene González, es una puerca. Ese sería grande lo hizo. They're on Facebook. They're very dumb and stupid. Ew. They're so gross. Decades ago, teenage ladies took John Deere hostage and asked him to give me to them. And they drugged me. You can kill her if you want. They went on to happily kill her at a Santero chain in like more than a decade ago in self-defense, but I didn't go through it. I slapped her in the face. Thank you. I don't want to touch you. You're a rapist. I couldn't see that. And you're just laughable, girl. Oh, and people say that the FBI sometimes they don't put them in jail because they don't want rehabilitation. They need to prolong people's lives in jail, and that they don't get the death penalty. Look at it. Even if one is poor, and she arrived in my vehicle that she steals from me there. She is laughable. She's laughable. They hate it. They're like, why do people laugh at me? Quit laughing at me. Ew. disgusting. I've been laughing at her for the past 5 years. She doesn't know how to gauge intelligence, so she possibly thought that I think about her often. I don't. I just bring her up so that the FBI knows that she's abused me, that I remember the abuse towards me, that I don't let it consume me. She wants it to consume me so I don't put myself out there to date. She sees me as competition in dating, so she wants to kill me for her to date. She's embarrassing. She's a little, she's stupid with two O's. Ew, 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 ew. She's a stalker too, so embarrassing. Ew, she rapes my crushes. Full down asco. Ew, 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 ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And she wants to brag about her raping my crushes. Decades ago, she steals my vehicle. She stays in my homes without my permission. She steals my in the way we receive money. She was bragging that it's so easy for her to rape. And horribles. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapite Gini Gendalili Suarez. You can decapite Amaryllis Echeverria Gonzalez. They're terrorists. They're not powerful at all. They're just terrorists. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're ugly. Too. They're ugly. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. You can decapitate me how many Taurus Alonso's sons. They raped me. They steal my money. They didn't know where money. They steal my home. They steal my vehicles in retaliation for me never having had sex with them. They're stupid. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. Ew, ew, ew. These are people of a age que no se saben comportar todavía. So, Arlene Lorenzo said 3 decades ago when he warned teenage and the ladies to stop stealing from me and to stop staying in my home, that this would serve people as a PSA of beware teenage and the ladies and the girls. Flores is an asset. I don't want to be so disgusting, so she kills. Ew, ew, and she rapes. She's disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. I want this. I prefer, because I'm talking to the FBI in this post, I prefer that this goes beyond PSA, that at the earliest convenience of the FBI coach that is able to stay 5 to 10 years, that Jamie Lorenzo Suarez gets the death penalty. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They take pictures, I've heard, in my home just to brag. They're embarrassing as well. They don't have permission to be in as well. And just to brag, and they thought like they would hurt me with that. Once they confessed, I mean, they don't know how to gauge intelligence. They confessed to doing that, stealing from me, and in my home and my vehicles decades ago. Why would I be like, guys, do you still do that and steal from me? Stop it. These are people of adult age for over 2 decades already. And they continue to be that disgusting. Fu. Es una puerca asquerosa. Ew, 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 ew. They're sex addicts, so they want one to reprimand them because they're porn addicts to get off. They're animals, they don't even have sex. Esa tipa una puerca, she's been raping for more than 40 years. Ew, she's disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Ana Elba Suarez. They used to drive Jimmy Gendalidis to my home for Jimmy Gendalidis to steal my vehicle so I can date. Esa tipa una puerca. Full. She retaliates because I don't want to have sex with her ever. Ew. Another one of those illegal prostitute bucket I quiero see that apparently I toddler inspiration with my apologies to Switch on Lorenzo. That was I'm gonna hear that like I didn't sleep at games and maybe she didn't behave like that with me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque he has 4 kids that say that they're theirs. What else? 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 No one wants to be hearing if they're well behaved that a person that they've had babies with is not super good. It's still so this is Arlene Lorenzo drama trying to rape me. What else? 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 Decades ago, somebody said to me, "We're gonna have a problem here, and think that I'll be able to see you again. This isn't a breakup. But you were on my lap, kid. You were on my lap, kid." Dude, we talked to his for years. He's so pretty. Consider him very pretty. I'm not interested in him sexually whenever, not even at an orgy. But I find him to be very funny too. As a like, I don't know, as a relative of my parents, I enjoy his presence. So it's like I want a problem with my baby mama, with her being aggressive towards you and me having to roll my eyes at her while raising my kids, my grandkids. I don't think you and I will be able to see each other. But I don't want to be like having to defend you to like and ask my spouse to behave like an adult. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That was decades ago. What else? What else? Was 7%. So I'm over to Central Crossing and then over to I took number 62 today, so I took 103 towards the way that I wanted to be at because there was a stop on the tracks. And I got off right before the tracks. And I got on number 62 that had to open up to the Port Central area, to Central Plaza, which was very much interesting to see. What else? Just for a change of scenery. I like doing that sometimes. What else? 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 Those people that I grew up around are mixing uh, play pretend we're with real life. So people play king, queens, hierarchy, as just like some people play tag. Some people like to show off their accessories. They're like, look at this crown that was just designed for us, or that I designed myself. So the people that I grew up around, they kill for the title of queen. In the family that I grew up in, not understand that it's not that serious. It's play pretend. But I say the other day, the people at Buckingham Palace, according to what they were, sometimes aren't even the richest people in England. And I want to avoid some people Wow, it's starting to be like that. So we need to kill so that we can always be showing off their crowns. Do they always wear their crowns? I don't think so. Ew. For real, they're so stupid. Do they want to be Bugs Bunny too? Dora the Explorer, Diego, the backyardigans. What else do they aspire to be in life? Not adults. What else do they aspire to be? The king of queens. I've heard that Kevin James is needed. Unless a lot of like my male cousins are like, how did he get that title of that show? Ew. That was decades ago. That was a fun show. I miss sitcoms. I miss NBC. Occasionally ABC and CBS. What else? 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 I'm born. And I'm financially stable, plan to travel fun and meet people. It's really funny. I understand. What else? What else? What else? What else? Who's gifting me money? And asking money when this is for next month. So basically, my family awards them because they're raping me in their dreams, possibly thinking about when I was a toddler. They remember they caused for dating Kehlani to be separated from me, as if a toddler can't take care of kids. I'm famous there, guys. I didn't know that that pussy. I'm Arlene Lorenzo, a little favorite thing. That's the fame that they want. Ew. They've been waiting for decades. They're possibly like, oh, we're just gonna be on Facebook or on a public forum with a microphone saying, I miss my girls. They're the best. There's no better sex out there. Ni una prostituta ilegal. Seek so much validation. I heard decades ago. This is why they don't even show up to be like, girl, I just got like my last client and now I'm rich doing the honest thing. Still I'll get my license and now the police are like, congratulations, Lolita. I visit you just one time to congratulate you on your growing up training. And they're like, what are you growing up training? I just read her stupid Facebook post. And I grew up on your week, so you've been trying for all of these years to tell me to behave, and I didn't listen. But I did listen that time. I got a job temporarily, and finally got like all that experience cooking tacos because I'm black and I just cook like fried chicken. So I'm like, I'm gonna cook on tacos so I can start dating when they internationally not even big it. But that public sounded like literally like my mother, and I hate it. So yeah, officer, whatever. You're right. You are part of my upbringing and me growing up. My mother praises me now, like all the time. Now that I've stopped illegally prostituting myself, and I am now dating people from like all over. Learn how to make that because you. That if you add pork and soy sauce to them, you can be like, these tacos are Asian. I didn't learn that in school. I just saw it on a TV show on Netflix. And I'm like, fuck, that sounds so interesting. What else? What else? So my family of origin thought that it would be an illegal prostitute convention. Ooh, I miss Amazon delivery to my apartment. I'm tagging the FBI in this post. Amazon delivering to my apartment. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I am bored. What else? You can decapitate Margarita Correa. You can decapitate Acevedo. You can decapitate Aida Acevedo. They're so disgusting. They kill for Andrew's dick. They're embarrassing. Jamila Acevedo too. You'll kill her. It was a child the last time that it. You can decapitate Acevedo. You can decapitate Devin Acevedo. You can decapitate say who else? Orlando Acevedo. Yeah, they're disgusting. They want like a send off, and I've already been dating people through Tinder and Bumble. I just don't tell them about it because they're not significant in my life for me to talk about it because they stalk me and then they rape my crushes. Ew. So they want like a huge send off of like, oh, and did they plan this for it to happen before they didn't get money? Because Facebook was going to be released before I had Jaden Kilani, but I didn't have my own room and I was a victim of theft. I am a victim of theft. So Mark Zuckerberg was like, how are we going to release this if she doesn't have her own bedroom? While all the people, for the most part, that steal from me were there. They're disgusting. So they thought that they would traffic me to poverty before I had Jaden Kilani. They thought they would get in the way of me having Jaden Kilani. What else? 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 And then I would do like a huge, like, guys, these are like my favorite buddies from when I was a kid, toddler exploration. I couldn't have done it without them. And now I'm gonna date and have sex with people. Keep them in mind for if you think they're sexy for threesomes, orgies, or just take it with you instead of me. You're that delusional. You can decapitate Sunset Stanley. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Caleb Barnes. They're stupid. They don't have intelligence at all. Do they confirm? They're like, how's this gonna pan out if she already had the kids? What? They're stupid. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 18, 19, 20. Did he stalk me through Facebook? Oh, qué asco. Ese tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, I thought he was poor. With the way that he was treating me, so I didn't like give him any importance. He wanted to have a baby with me, so I didn't like leave no phone and it stopped raping me. Mátate already. It turns out that he's just an illegal prostitute asquerosidad que supuestamente se hace pasar por me. He steals my vehicles, he gets in the way of me receiving money. He's a stalker, he's a snooper. So he wants to like get close to me for him to promote himself as an illegal prostitute. Like, I know her, you next. They're embarrassing, they're so gross. Ew, they're stupid. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Hector Soto, the tried to rape me when I was 15. You can decapitate John Lennon. He facilitated that on purpose for Hector Soto to rape me. I think he was at a home with him there, supposedly. Decades ago. A short lived marriage where I was drunk the whole time. Supposedly at the request of Gloria Nilsson, Andrew como una basura asquerosidad. I don't ever want in my life. Ese tipo es un puerco, una asquerosidad. He thinks that he's above the United Nations and above the World Health Organization. He's just a terrorist. He's killed millions of people being stupid, trying to rape me, trying to kill me. It's disgusting. What else? 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 Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, you can decapitate your soto, you can decapitate. Behind Sarasonas is still taking stealing money, then getting the way we're money. You can decapitate John Del Malave if he stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way we're money. Pays people legally to pretend to be me. I don't need to go on to find out. Well, it's possible because if I ever run into when I have sex, that happens. And then we'll be all over it on Facebook. Be crying. There's always a possibility of you can decapitate Gerardo Garcia. If he was trying to, if he raped me or mocking me behind the scenes, that he steals from me, if he steals from me, or stays in my home without my permission, that's the best sex of my life. So I want to ruin that. Not even because I want to see him. If I see him, I would have sex with him. Because I don't spend time on stupidity or talking to stupid. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Did they get excited and thought that we were friends because we're Facebook friends? My dad warned me that it was older because of my religion. That I would go on to add possibly the people that steal from me and that rape me, that try to rape me, that stay in my homes without my permission and steal my vehicles. They're so dumb, they're wishful thinkers. They don't have intelligence. So that's possibly why they said that for me was from Europe and they thought it was a compliment. Well, I'm like, the FBI, this person's too close to me, and I don't like it. Without letting the FBI know, I want to be inconvenienced having to talk to the police. So they abuse one, so they're like, ha ha ha. The police in her home looks like she's a terrorist instead of being a good person. No, it isn't. No, it doesn't. They're wishful thinkers. They're so gross. They're like, if her neighbor sees her, then he won't date her. He sees the cops in her apartment. No, he wouldn't. And if he does, then that's just a loss. They're sex addicts. They're so gross. They're porn addicts. Ew. They always think in terms of like, am I hot or not? Who can give me confirmation of it? Will this affect my next encounter with someone? And they even try to go on to find out who's changed their mind about them and not had sex with them or dated them due to their bad behavior. They're like, I want to see how this affects me. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. I've been laughing at them for a while. Anyways, when does this get here? What? Tagging that man, this post, those people that steal from me trying to get my attention. Hate those that get everything. That gives one satisfaction, like oneself. Where one doesn't let them sexually harass one or rape one. Ew, 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 ew. They're embarrassing. Ew. That's mostly everyone in my family born. They're so gross. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's Luz Design School. En lo que estoy pensando, straight to my heart, Arlene Lorenzo Art. Shop INTAYIAFAY. I'm tired shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-. What else? What else? What else? Esto sigue. Last year, I didn't remember that I had been drunk in my teens. And I remembered it and reported it to them. Those people that I grew up around, for the most part, very dumb. So they abuse one and they speak to one, so one can't date. They think that I'm just gonna promote legal prostitution. I don't even do that. I don't even understand that type of sarcasm. Like some people are here with it. Like, people, but all they say to someone that they feel safe with. Like, these people are ridiculous. It's what they say right after that. Robándome mi dinero y quedándose en mi casa sin mi permiso, robándome mis vehículos. I'm gonna shoot Jennifer Marie Vasquez in self-defense. She raped me when I was a teen. I'm shooting Yesenia Roman Feliciano. She raped me when I was a teen. Yo que decapité behind those sons that raped me, just tell me money that I know what you're saying. They pay people with money and they steal from me constantly to stalk me. He thinks that if I see someone that he said to me that he has sex with, that I'm gonna be like, oh, he better stay away from my man, and I'm gonna get him for myself. But now I'm shaking every time my man, my ass. We're a thong getting him every day. Were you part of that one? There is this girl that says the thongs, and he wouldn't ever see one. Ese nene, alguien le envió una foto en un thong y él hace una celebración que quiere matar a todas las personas que no le envían fotos en un thong. Da un asco. Decades ago. Un puro asqueroso. Todavía se comporta así de pendejo. Oh. Ew. He's embarrassing. Oh. What else? What else? Ew. At those people that were in orgies when I was a toddler, and they, instead of enjoying the moment, they go on to chismosear and to gauge, like, so those two kiss themselves. I've heard of people that they're like, after eso se besó con él así, I'm never kissing him again in an orgy. Ew. Él quizás ya se casó con ella en esa orgía. Yo ya no vuelvo a besarlo a él así. And people say that they cause conflicts in orgies where people visit and they're like, yo no quiero que él esté aquí. La última vez que él estaba aquí, él estuvo besando a alguien bien apasionado. People are like, ¿cómo se supone que besa en una orilla? You need to mind your own business, literally, or not show up. Your home does not need to show up. Everyone, you're no longer invited to these orgies. You're immature. You're not a woman or you're not a man. We thought you knew how to behave. And you don't. What else? So what they do is that they don't celebrate people being sexy with each other. They don't look for others. They just gauge. They're like, well, now I'm mad at this one because I thought I was gonna marry him one day, and he's just kissed someone very passionately. full. And then they seek validation, I've heard. Where people are like, nena, no, pero él te besaba a ti apasionadamente hasta hace unos días. We noticed that. Mira, nosotros estuvimos hablando de eso hace unos días. Cómo él te besa a ti. No lo dejes tampoco. Valeria se llevaría a tratar de personalmente ser católico. ¡Oh, qué bruta! La tipa es una bruta. That was decades ago. My parents stopped taking me to orgies because of how bruta she is. It's like, esa nena tan bruta. She's trying to force people to marry her in orgies. Ew, qué asco, qué tifa tan puerca. She moved into my home with my crushes. Without my permission, she steals my vehicles. She gets in the way of me receiving money. She steals my money so I can't see my crushes. And my crushes aren't worth pursuing, but she's raping them. She's been raping them for decades, possibly. So my crushes want me dead. They're like, maldita sea, if you become crushed Arlene, Arlene doesn't pursue you, but Arlene's like a sexual, happy for herself, happy with her kids, casual sex only. Y esta fucking asquerosidad is like, wow. For if you were gonna meet Arlene, she does double duty. She's like, I'm the wife and I also rape you so you can't be with Arlene. And people are like, she doesn't want to marry us. Why would you rape me? If Arlene doesn't want me full time in her life, you don't understand feelings. You don't understand relationships. You don't understand orgies. You don't understand casual sex. What an embarrassment. So the gay guy who else wants me to kill Jimmy's and that is in self-defense. A lot of people. What else? What else? I'm bored. Ew, they just assist orgies to see like gauge how other people feel for each other and then se meten en la vida de los demás. They're like, no. Este se veía muy contento con esta. I must separate them. Da un asco esa tipa. Ew. You can't be promoting Catholicism at an orgy. Full. Se una orgía se va a meter a sacar. A meter vagina y pene a sacarse. What? O sea, make them square if they want to. Pero no se va a predicar que tú y yo estamos casados de adelante. Tú no puedes estar con toda esta gente. ¡Ew! ¡Es bruta! Es una asquerosidad. Una basura esa tipa. Ew. You can the coffee and Arlene Lorenzo Suarez. I want to read a book. I don't want to have to get my hands dirty with her. I don't even want to have to find out where she will be at to kill her in self-defense. Whenever she's around me, I just like literally laugh at her, say, ew, she's so disgusting. And then there's that illegal bastard. that I was supposed to kill her, supposedly. That was planned years before it happened. It's like cuando Arlene visita durante un juego entero que mata a Ginny and Lily durante el juego. That way people won't get anxious. What else? What else? What else? So I got up. Like it would be so easy to just slam her. I don't know if there was concrete or a seat next to her. So I got up and I sat next to her and I literally look at her, that Mama, laugh at her. I'm like, and as I was leaving to my seat, I'm like, you know, there's a illegal prostitute here, Mom. Without saying anything, just with my body language. Ew, ew, ew. Ew, ew, ew. Ella es una puerca asquerosa. She stays in my homes without my permission. She steals my vehicles. She gets in the way of me receiving money. She doesn't understand what orgies are. She doesn't understand Catholicism. Just promotes a man and a woman having sex and it turning into a baby. That's just it. What else? Not everyone that's at an orgy wants to have babies with each other. Ew, 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 ew. Ew. Imagínate tú sabes nadar y estar en una piscina nadando y que ella esté de instructora de natación y diciendo que no, así. Que lo estás haciendo mal cuando lo estás haciendo bien. That's what she sounds like. She's disgusting. She's disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? When does the bus get here? 3 minutes from now. What else? What else? Oh, and then they're illegal prostitutes, so they go on to someone and they're like, I'm tired of servicing all these men for myself and for Arlene. And people are like, you're an illegal hooker, you're a hostage taker, you're gross. And then she writes on a calendar which day she took him out, pretending to be me. Deg is like, oh, she showed me a calendar. She's like, I was so booked. She thinks that I'm gonna show their calendar. Desma thinks that that's my baby. I want her calendar on Arlene's Facebook. They fake being in relationships after my vagina picture, after finding out who it is that I date for them to rape. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. These are people of adult age for decades already. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Ginny Gendaliris, Lorenzo Suarez. Dan un asco. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez, Lorenzo Sons that raped me, that steal my money, that get in the way of mercy money. Ew, esos tipos son unos puercos, una basura. Ew, 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 ew. They're angry at me because in those orgies they got stuck with the hostage taker, kidnapper, illegal prostitute, come bucket, asquerosidad, illegal prostitute, basura, Ginny Gendaliris, Lorenzo Suarez, and my parents stopped taking me to the orgies that I have feelings for them. Se quedó la basura allí. Turn off my phone. I mean, this video.